Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are here to have a little chat about our art journaling, about our free online retreat, which is basically getting to the very end stage
Our
now.
free online retreat, which is basically getting to the very end stage now.
Yes, and that was my YouTube. And that means everything is working correctly. Welcome, everybody.
Wait. Talk now?
Yes, can you hear me now, Nunu?
Yes.
Perfect.
That's weird.
That's very weird, I guess. But the technology is technology, and this is always
A mystery.
a mystery and a challenge. So I can see a lot of people is joining us today. Thank you so very much. And I can see we've got people who are already chatting. This is great to see you all here. And in the meantime, I would like, when we are just getting online, when we are joining, I can ask you kindly to share the link in the groups or share the link in all the online places that you can get into. You've got absolutely permission to put it in any of my groups. And we are here to just talk a tiny little bit and to show you what was done during the last almost 2 months with art journaling. So, first of all, I would love to know, how is your creativity going? Like, how do you feel just in the very beginning of the summer with a creative process? Because we've just finished a lot of classes, and I have to say I'm a bit drained.
In my case, that week we went to United Kingdom. It was a lot of fun. I love teaching classes, so it was fun. But it was also kind of holidays for me, kind of disconnection. And it was so hard to come back to work.
I know. I know. Well, you had work, the work at home, and I had to just go back home, pack new kits, and make the event in Ireland, which was a lot, to be honest. It was a lot.
It's a
And
lot.
it feels like I'm only recovering now. It took me whole Monday of sleeping and Tuesday of doing nothing and Wednesday yoga session to feel that my body is back to the usual self, but still I feel it a little bit in my bones. Hi everybody, how are you? I have to say I'm super proud of Chrissy. She said she filled her first journal.
Wow.
That is pretty amazing. Well, that is a big achievement. I've never really achieved filling any journal because I usually just jump from one to another, and I really never have a chance to finish one. Because
I think all of mine have like 2, 3, or 4 minimum pages. Like I have done nothing there. Yeah, it seems like I can finish them either.
that's absolutely true. I would love to know, talking about free retreat that we just finished now, what was like your biggest surprise or discovery for you during that? Because we created the event that started in May.
Yeah.
It was free, so people were signing up, and it is open until end of June. So guys, if you didn't see it yet, you can still jump on and sign up for it. And there was a lot of people who joined us, but only, we don't have the access to all of you. We can't really see the progress until you decide to say something or leave a comment or post in the Facebook group. So we don't really know. How do you feel about it? We make like a meetings and everything, but it's good to know a little bit more. So Nuno, what was your feeling about it? How did you like it? What did you discover?
Well, it was funny because, of course, I watched your classes. Not only made mine, but also watch yours. And
Mm.
then you have some kind of influence on me. And after that, I created like at least 2 projects processing my feelings that I had never done before. It was like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Process,
yes, it has
processing
some
feelings is
therapeutic
the thing.
effect.
Oh, so I made you feel something more than usual.
Yeah, like I always use my projects, not just a journal, any project, to tell stories, to create new realities, different worlds. It's about fantasy and imagination. I never talk about myself
Mm.
consciously. I mean, I know subconsciously something is there because sometimes I feel more sad and my project is darker or, much more dramatic or whatever.
Mm.
But I made 2 projects. One was, no, actually, yeah, one was a layout and the other one is this large piece. Um, then I made that a journal page during the live stream for the free retreat, recreating it. And I
Mhm.
don't know, I don't know how to stop it.
Well, you suggest maybe I broke something in you?
Not broke, unleashed.
Okay. So you are getting closer to intuitive art with processing the emotions. That is a really
Yeah,
good thing.
that's cool. How about you?
I mostly discovered that I really feel and I really miss working in this junky way that I really did a lot on some point, and in a way that brought me back to the very beginning when I was making scrapbook layouts 12 by 12, and this is the size that I enjoyed. And working with the photos really unlocks a lot of things inside of me. Like I have very it's kind of, you said that your images are talking to you. Like I have similar thing going on, and when I work with the images, when I work with the photos, I really feel I want to tell a story. So that kind of is something that is absolutely your thing. But these stories are, yeah, they're imaginative stories. Like I honestly did a bit of the real story in the scenic route class. That was like the thing that was after the retreat. But most of the stories I create about the people, I just look at them and say, oh, what are you up to? What are you doing there? And then I try to make it work. And that, under your influence, it got even more serious, I guess. So that's kind of a joy of collaborative process, I
Yeah,
believe.
that's kind of funny.
I think so. What I think we need to do, because some of us are watching us, of course, maybe don't really knowing what was going on, we should maybe show the projects we've made during the free retreat. Because as here is this comment from Sweet Kate, this is still possible to watch. It is still possible to watch until end of June, and it is tons of content we created. These are live stream when we chat, and these are videos. And if you decide this is something for you, you can extend the access to that free retreat forever if you sign up for the highly discounted scenic route class that is also included. So maybe let's show what are the results of our meetings, because we did, well, two pages, and then spontaneously we made a third one during our live stream meetings anyway. So you could really watch the intuitive natural process unfolding in front of you. So let's start with Nunu. Maybe I'm going to show your table.
Okay. Okay, wait. I need this so I can hear something. Yeah. So during that live stream, I made this. And this is exactly what I was talking about, like the recreation of the other project. No voice? No voice.
Wait. Uh, what about now? Can you hear me, guys? Oh my God, I hate this. Yeah, you hear me now. Fantastic. Now, but I don't hear Anna or I don't know where she is. I mean, she's in the studio, of course.
Is
Hey,
that
yes,
better?
yes. I don't know. It was, guys, we have right now like 4 cameras going on, and it even if we do it all the time, it's not getting easier.
Yes. So let's talk about this live stream effect that happened. It was during the
Yeah.
second weekend, and you worked with this image from House of Whimsy.
Yes.
Tracy made beautiful vintage images, and this was like a trigger for you.
Well, yes, I was not sure what was going on during this week of the, we were working so much on getting everything ready for the free retreat. And then out of the blue, I made a project about myself, kind of processing my feelings. So I kind of recreate that project in an art journal page to show you that you can really transform any project into an art journal page, and any art journal page into another kind of project. So this was a little bit about me, about how I miss taking photos, going to the booths and capture those little moments and that. And it was kind of a relief
Mm,
because I don't miss it that much now. I'm not going to say this is like a farewell, but well, in a way it was. So
it
it
was.
was,
It was an
yeah,
important part of your life.
yeah,
Taking photos and being close to the nature. It was a big thing.
it was. So that happened. And it was super cool to use those emotions and make a project with them. It really made me feel good because I was feeling really sad. I was trying to do a project. It was not coming out. It was all crappy. I throw it in the trash. I rarely do that, but I threw it.
Mm,
And then I was like, I feel bad, and I was crying and very sad, and I don't know, I was just playing with things and it happened. So you guys should try to work with your feelings and see how it goes. This one turned out beautiful.
true.
Maybe some others don't, but hey, doesn't matter because you don't have to show them to anybody. It's your private space.
Absolutely. This is so true. And I have to say, when you were putting it together and we were discussing, and all these layers were happening, I was just mesmerized. I was so, honestly, so jealous. Like, oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. My
Thank you.
projects are rarely that pretty because I go with very like strong emotion when I make them. And I accept them as they are. But this is like, look at her. She is going deep and she still makes pretty. Well, I guess you have to be lucky, like you are.
Yeah,
You have
I
to
have
be.
I have ugly pages too, just I don't show them.
Mm, absolutely. You don't have to show everything. So,
Exactly.
what were the other projects you showed to people during the free retreat?
So during the free retreat, we made this class. I try to make all my pages very different, so you guys have a little bit of everything. So this is the meaningful class of the free retreat. It's a very vintage project with a lot of layers and soft colors and
Mhm.
a deep story, but easy story to tell, and a story that anybody can imagine. I didn't want to make it super complicated. I wanted you to see that even with a very small story, you can create a beautiful project, a beautiful page. So again, I was using our house when see images, and the
Mhm.
story is like this lady surrounded by butterflies. She was like kind of looking to the past, remember herself when she was little. So
Yeah, I felt like that looking at it. It reminded me the summer in the time when I was a kid, and we were spending a lot of time outside in the countryside, playing in the fields, and that gave me this vibe, mostly because of the color, of course. Like the color is the color of the fields in the summer, this
yeah,
yellow brown when the
when everything start to get dry.
and these blue flowers, they're totally like cornflowers. They do show up in there. So I was like, this is pure summer. And
Yes,
I just loved looking at it.
thank you. And then the other page I show in the free retreat is this one that is, let's call it like meaningless, like yes, for pure fun, yes, to try new colors, to try new techniques, or just because I feel creative but not very inspired and you want to do something quick.
Mm-hmm.
And during the field retreat you can see a quick video on this page, and you can get the full class with all the techniques and fully explained, because there is a lot of things happening here, believe it or not, in the scenic route class.
So this is like a package extra, because
Yes.
in the scenic route, that was like taking the experience from the free retreat on the next level. We added full versions of our mini projects as an extra bonus. So not only you get this as a free retreat mini video, but also a full video later on if you decide to go on the scenic route with us and join and learn a little bit more about our journaling process. So that is super, super cool. Which one of these is your favorite? Have you got a favorite?
I think my favorite is the one I create during the live stream. I really love this page. I don't know, there is something very, very close to my heart, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my favorite. It's actually one of my favorite pages I have ever done. It's something because it's not hard. It was very easy. I made the page during the live stream while I was talking. It was like 1.5 hours or so of doing the page, and I still love it so much.
That's very good, because sometimes, once you are done with the process, you move on to the next project, and kind of your feelings towards the previous one, they are like, okay, done, closed, we closed the book, finished. And it doesn't happen too often that you have like super nice, super personal, or super affectionate feelings towards the older projects. And here, look, you made something that is really close to your heart.
Yeah, well, that's funny that you say that, because I can say that I love my projects about 10 days. Day 11, I hate them and I want to throw them. But yeah, I don't love them anymore. I start finding mistakes. I'm very exigent with myself.
Yes,
So after 2 weeks, I start finding mistakes and I I don't
I
like them
think,
anymore. But hey, this one, I still like it.
I think you should need to take some brain massage for that,
Yes.
That will help so much. There was a question you probably need to answer. Karen said, of course, I love the meaningful video with your thoughts and process. This is a huge thing in the free retreat and in the
Yeah.
scenic route. We are not including only the technical side of it. We
Yeah.
try to show the reasons why people
Why?
journal and why we do it, like because our reasons are a little bit different. and what is the purpose and what kind of tool is it in fact. So we try to explain why we journal and how it may look like.
Yeah. And actually, during my classes, I will explain all the time why I'm doing this in this color. What does it mean? Because in my works, everything has a meaning. And I said this during the class, that if I don't find a meaning for something I'm adding, I don't add it. I don't add things just because. If it's not adding any value to the project, then it doesn't have to be there. When I'm doing a meaningful page, of course, sometimes you don't need that. You can just go and do something for fun. Yeah.
There's a lovely comment from Maika. Nunu, this page speaks a lot about you and your passion for photography and nature. It defines you.
Oh, thank you, Micah.
There's a question from one of the people watching, and I think you should answer that question.
Okay, I don't have a website like nuneka.com or anything like that, but I have a Patreon, and I'm teaching classes there. 4 classes, up to 4 classes every month. Is now 4 years of classes, and yeah, it's a lot of content there, and we really have a lot of fun. I have to say, I have amazing group of ladies on my Patreon, and yeah, we do a little bit of everything. We do a journal every month, but we also do collage or 3D projects or altered art. We do many things. I really love mixed media, and I'm not attached to just one kind of thing. I love to do something new every month. Yeah, that's what I do for a living. I teach classes.
Absolutely, and you should, because you are really good at that.
Oh, thank you.
We try to give some links in the comments. The easiest way to find Nunu online is to go to Instagram and type Nuneka.
Yes.
And then the second place on Facebook, Nuneka Box. That would be quite easy. And of course, you can look here on the YouTube as well. You're going to find her kind of easily, because this is our main source. Of course, if you feel like getting some private, small group classes with Nuneka, Patreon is the best way.
Yes, but you can also find me on YouTube. I have tons of videos, and I'm doing live streams from time to time. Actually, tomorrow we'll be live streaming with your new collection together with Olga. So if you want to join us, guys,
I will be there. I will be there because I want to really see what you are going to say about my collection.
Oh my God. We are going to be supervised.
Well, I try to be, in the background and just chat a little bit. I promise.
I know.
So I will show you quickly now what is. Well, there is a new collection. Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you, we are on the stage of releasing the new 7-Dot Studio collection called Stargazer, and the release was just moments ago. And I made a live stream on my YouTube here, showing some papers quickly and make very simple journal page. And it is available to buy in stores in Europe, United States, Australia. In United States, if you are from there, that's 4 Creative Seasons on Etsy, and they ship to you happily, and you can get it right away. And of course, this is the mini pad. Nunu has the mini pad. And tomorrow, Nuneka, together with Olga, they're going to do their review, and excited, hopefully, review of the new papers, because they got them in their hands, and I guess they're a little bit excited to play. Stargazer is collection in shades of blue, gray, brown, inspired by stars, constellations, moons, anything that is connected to astronomy. highly inspired by vintage maps of the sky. So it is really beautiful, and there are really nice elements to cut out as well.
Well, I have to say, not we only are going to show it. We are going to work with it. Olga is already super prepared. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I will think about it tomorrow morning. But I know Olga has a plan.
Olga has a plan. In the meantime, I'm going to show you what I did for my, I remove myself from here. For my part of the free online retreat, I will go to that other table because I don't have this setup that Nunu has, so she doesn't have to even get up. I have to go, and I leave you in good hands of Nunu, who's going to control the situation and let me know if there's something to answer, because I may not see it for a moment. I made 3 pages as well, and 2 of them, they were planned as a part of the retreat. And the third one, just like with Nuneka, I was just thinking I can talk and create at the same time. So let's make a page. And this is what happened. You can see my style is very different. Let me go to the other
table. Yeah. So she's going to the other table. Micah says, Anna, I haven't seen your new collection of papers yet, and I already need it in my life. You will love it. It's so gorgeous, and it allows you to work on it. I like when you can work actually on the papers. Okay. She's on the other table. Say something, Anna. We can't hear you. Hello? No. We can't hear you. Funny thing is that we can hear her, and I don't think she has a screen in front. Oh, hello? Not yet. I told you, 4 cameras is a mess. In the meantime, Chrissy, I received mine in both sizes, very much exciting. Yeah, it's so beautiful in person. I 100% agree. Loving the colors and astronomy. Can't wait to see. Yes, it's gorgeous. Nope, nothing. I know. I don't know. You know what happened, guys, is that we have 2 cameras each. Okay, say something, Anna. No, still nothing. Nope. Hello? No, we don't hear her.
How about now?
Yes.
Wait.
Okay. Hi, Gabby. How are you? We have to switch off and switch on things, so it doesn't go. It's not going to make some weird noises.
Okay, let's check.
Yeah.
So I will switch off the voice in my computer, so there will be no echo.
You see that echo? I am waiting delivery of my order of Stargazer. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
that should be okay. I have no idea why the computer gave the priority to the phone instead of the actual computer, but it's happened. So it was really funny. So during the free retreat, when we were talking about our reasons, why do we create and what is art journaling doing for us, I was explaining that I mostly use the journals to process my actual feelings, and I do it in intuitive way. I respond to what is happening inside of me. I respond to what I see. And when I was talking, I started making that page. It only took me about, I think, 40 minutes to do that. And I didn't have enough time to do the outlines during this project because it was very wet. But this page was very quick, very intuitive process inspired by the photo I picked. And you can see it done step by step. It is part of the live stream that happened on the first weekend of the free retreat. And I really like it. Like, I was using elements that were leftovers on my table. I picked the image that was an old image of my mom from 1968, probably, or something like that. And then it all happened naturally. It was all very, very fun. And later on, I realized there was not enough contrast. Behind the camera, I took my blue pen and I added a little bit of the outlines around the cutouts. And this was this part of the cheating, of course, because I didn't record that. But sometimes it happens, you have to step away and come back to your project after a break and add some finishing touches, especially when it's so very wet, like my project was.
Well, it always happens to me. I need to take a look the next day and add something. Always.
Oh, okay. So we are different. I usually only do it occasionally. So this was the unexpected. And then to illustrate my creative process based on intuition and responding to my emotions and processing my inner emotions, I made this page. This was the meaningful page based on paper scraps of different kinds. And I added this quite sad photo of the lady because at that time I didn't really feel super optimistic and happy. And that's okay. You don't have to be always on your most joyful side. And in fact, I wanted to show that you can use not always positive emotions to turn them into art as well. You can use that meaning of art as a way to process something, digest some of the emotions, pour them on the page. You can safely close the page and don't look at them anymore because they may be finished chapter of this story, or that may be a reminder, and that you were going through something and you were able to go through that. You just made some steps, some decisions, and life goes on and everything is fine. In fact, there are so many creative exercises you can do in your journal to process your emotions or to deal with some stories or to discover what is really inspiring for you, that I believe this is one of the most powerful tools for a creative person. And everybody should have a journal or some kind of a thing that works as a journal so you can talk to yourself.
Funny that you said that because Mary is saying, "Hi Anna, I don't get journaling, but I would love to understand it."
So the free retreat is for you.
Yes.
Absolutely. I think the main purpose of us making that retreat was to really talk to people like Mary, that was the name, right?
Yes.
To give the reasons for people to understand like really why this part of the process is important. Journaling is about creating safe space for yourself to go through different things. So through testing your favorite colors or recording your dreams. This is my record of the night dreams I remember from the last couple of weeks. They are just, some people dream and they wake up and they remember some things. And I think it's a good trigger to make a mini project. So
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's my night dream diary.
I have to do that. I love it.
And we can see they're small, but this is everything, maybe your inspiration, your emotions, but you can, get yourself into the process of making lists of different kinds. When you, for example, make a list of the favorite music, why not making a page inspired by one of them at the same time?
100%.
If you are wondering what kind of landscape you are, you can make a page inspired by that. You can simply come and write the story in the book and then paint over it to change it into something more beautiful. Or you can really try to record your best memories or your hopes. Or you can just simply come and make some angry stamping and go with the flow and try all of the ink pads on one page, smudge all of your paints. And this is also okay because it's self-expression and this is what you just need right now. And the truth is, the journal or something that works as a journal, it may be also your secret box, for example,
Yeah.
It's the space that you don't have to share with anyone. You can just experiment and express yourself and work with something that is going to just take anything you're going to put on it and don't complain. The book is not going to complain.
Yeah.
You can do any kind of
Bad things to it.
action. Absolutely.
I want to read another comment by Jenny. She says, Saint Mary, I have all the stuff and I still haven't started and don't know how to get there. My mind tells me to, but I haven't made myself yet. I think I'm scared of what will come out. I think really, guys, you have to start their free retreat, our journal free retreat today, because you have until Sunday to watch fully. It's gonna help you. We are giving you there like a basic list of things to do to get into the mood, the supplies you need,
Absolutely.
how to start. And as Finn was saying, this is the safe place. Nobody is going to judge you. You know.
And if you're afraid of what may come out, it is probably the sign of that there, you know, that you're processing some things, and this is a safe outlet to do it. Like, you don't have to do it in public. You don't have to do it in anybody's presence. It's just you, your art supplies, and your pages. And in many cases, if the process of talking to yourself and discovering yourself and processing some of the things is very painful, maybe it's a sign you should go and see some kind of specialist who can help you to process things in a professional way as well. And a lot of people who go through difficult times, they support professional therapy also with art journaling and making some kind of art, because this is another way to work, and for creative people, kind of natural way to process their emotions. So instead of just talking to the therapist, you can also talk to your book. And it may be not very pleasant at the very beginning, like any kind of self-discovery, but it is something that may really give you a lot of interesting insights and things that are hidden, and they need some discoveries, or maybe looking into them, they may show up. And this is natural.
Oh, you are so funny, Jenny. She said, I tell myself I need professional help daily.
Well, journaling is cheaper. Just say.
Yeah, exactly.
Our journaling is cheaper. You have to be a little bit brave because you're facing yourself. And of course, this is very scary for a lot of people. You have to, and talk to yourself and accept what you see. But on the other hand, if you take this approach, like this, let's say you make a page and this is showing something that makes you feeling uneasy. On the next page, you may take it and turn it into something positive. Like, for example, today you feel a bit of sadness because you're missing someone. But this page is showing your sadness. But what can you do to turn it into positive emotion, like something that is going to be easier to process? Can you take that, paint it over, and add some cheerful colors instead? Can you take that, use some parts of it, and turn it into a positive, more colorful, more uplifting project? You can. And surprisingly, your brain is very easy to trick. And if you're going to take something and rearrange it and arrange it in the more positive, reassuring way, you're going to feel kind of a relief that really affects your body and mind and really works just as if it really happened. So this is very interesting mechanism, and it's good to read about it a little bit if you're interested. But just like with breathing, if you're going to panic and you start breathing slowly and tell your body that everything is fine because we are breathing slowly, your panicking mind quite often is going to calm down as well, because we are breathing slowly, so apparently there's no reason to run, no reason to panic. The same thing happens when you take something negative, unpleasant, and you turn it into positive. Your brain is possible to be tricked. So this is a really interesting process that you can do. And I highly recommend reading a little bit more about intuitive art journaling and processing different kind of traumas in that, because you may find a lot of inspiring articles and discover this may be a great way to deal with emotions, or simply just making long lists of whatever is not great and then turning them into positive lists, like, but this is happening, but on the other hand, this is giving me this and this, or simply painting over them with gesso and making beautiful landscape on the top of it. That also helps.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think free retreat will be a great thing for you to see some of the approach to start making your pages. You just need to relax, breathe, let the supplies tell you what they want to do, and go with the flow. We have two different approaches to that. Nuneka was sharing hers and I shared mine, and you may have, two ways to try, and both of them may be working for you, or maybe one will be your favorite. So in the meantime, page number 3, and this is the page that is also part of the scenic route class. This was this meaningless, careless page I made just for fun and pleasure. And my biggest trigger was to use the ink pads. I had some Tim Holtz distressing ink pads on my hand, and I pressed them on the page as a starting point, and I made them bleed, and the colors started to give me some, positive, optimistic energy. I was thinking these are the colors of summer because it looks like raspberry, and it looks like the sunshine colors because there's orange. So I made a page that was really channeling this positive energy without thinking too much. And again, I made a short video for the free retreat when there are 3-4 minutes where everything goes quickly. But then in the scenic route class, that is other thing that we are talking about today, you can see it in full detail with extra comments and explanations, what I did in technical way, but also what I did in my head, what I did, what was the thinking process behind it, and how it all happened. So this is a bit of my free retreat experience.
We have some more questions.
Yes.
So Anita says, sometimes my results of unfamiliar art supplies doesn't really express my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, do it again. If you don't like it, if you are not happy with the page because it's not actually processing your feelings or expressing what you want, then repeat the same concept with supplies you feel more familiar with.
Absolutely.
Gina says, I want to become as great as you are. Oh my God, you are so
Oh,
sweet.
you were very sweet, but honestly, the feeling of greatness is not working this way for us. We don't really have a feeling we are great in any way. We just try to, at least I'm talking for myself. Maybe Nunu has the feeling she's great, but,
No.
but
Huge imposter syndrome.
yes, but in any case, we just try to show you anybody can do it, because it's, journaling is about a process. That's why we named this video today Our journal is a journey. It's not really about how the final page looks like. It's about what is happening on the way and what you discover. Maybe you discover your favorite art supply is distressing, or your favorite art supply is watercolor pencil, watercolor, whatever. Yes, you discover things that may be useful in your other projects later. You discover how to make things, or you discover that if you do it this way, something cool happens. Or you just use it for the purpose of talking about some stories that you would like to tell. Or maybe you are using that to practice, because practice is very important in making art. Anything goes, and there's no good or bad way of art journaling, to be honest.
And
so
I will also want to add something to that, because many people tell to artists like us, oh, but you are doing so good, everything is so pretty, and so on and so on. The only difference is the amount of time we spend in the table. The more you practice, the more creative you become, the easier it is sometimes, not always, but sometimes, just practice, enjoy it. It's not a punishment. It has to be fun.
So now I'm going to go back to the studio, and Nuno is going to show you what she did for the most epic class in art journaling ever. And we will talk about it for a moment, because this is something that also gives you the access to the free retreat, not just to the end of June. It's like forever until the website exists, and that should be very long time. So if you are intrigued by what you saw so far, you can invest and spend really not that much money, to be honest, for the content you are getting, and get very big online class from me and Nuno at the same time, including the free retreat access forever, and including the free retreat I made myself last year, and including discount codes you can use, and printable digital content from House of Whimsy, very talented digital artist who was very kind enough to give us the access to her art to use in your journals. So think about it.
She's coming to the table and she's going to switch cameras because she has control. Picture is worth 1,000 words. Create your own 1,000 words with your art. Most therapeutic process.
Oh wow, that's so pretty. Okay.
Let's see. I'm back.
Let's see. She is back. So this is the page I made for the Scenic Route main class. Honestly, it's one of my most epic journal pages ever. It's a lot about sci-fi. It's a deep story here. And maybe some of you in the chat have watched the class already. Believe me, everything I put in here has a meaning. It was pretty crazy. Like, wow, like even myself was like, wow, okay. The story is quite not complicated, but deep meaning. Everything in here, these little guys with the girl, what they're watching, all the background, everything in there, everything has a meaning. And I was telling all the process during the class, not only my mental process, but also the technical part. How do I do this and that? How there was something happening here that I had to fix. I didn't cut that part of the video. I show you how to fix that, how to make all these layers. Every layer has a meaning because I want to have deep meaning in this page. And it was a lot of fun and many products that I'm sure you have. There are Finnabair products here. There are Lindy's. There are distress oxides. There is something very cool in the background to make that texture.
I know. I was like pulling over it.
So yeah, this is like the epic thingy. I was really into this feeling of sci-fi with these little how she called them, gearhead people that are House Wincy design. And I was playing with them for some time, and I made a couple of pages for my patrons and some more for Instagram and so on. And then I was like, I'm not done yet. There is something else in here, that those images are so inspiring. And yeah, I think that was the last time I used them because I kind of closed the circle with it. So I really hope you like it, and you guys decide to join the class because I promise it's worth it.
I have to say, when I looked at your page, when you were showing me what you were working on, I was so mesmerized with the colors. It's full rust with so many beautiful shades. And there is so much going on in the background. Like of course, now we are live streaming, so the quality is not as great as the recorded video, but Nuno is showing you there are multiple layers going on.
Yes.
And you can really see it is amazingly detailed. And each of these techniques may be used, separately as a legit collage background or
exactly
background.
it was again like this could be a 3D project for sure. It could be a 3D project. It could be a canvas or a collage. I turned that into a, I was going to say flat project, but it's actually not flat. If you look at it in depth, there are so many things going on there. Like you really feel like they are. So
It is, yeah. Moika mentioned here that it looks like it is 3D. It is surprisingly flat for it what it could be.
yeah.
And I have to say, the way the elements are layered, they give you amazing illusion of the depth. So it is a masterpiece when it comes to the flat, not really flat project. And I have to say, I really wish I had a little bit more time to watch it carefully, because I have to say, I didn't really see the video yet fully, except like going quickly because I was getting ready for the classes in person, and I didn't want to just go quickly and forget it. So I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to get inspired. And if I get inspired, be sure I'm going to post it, and I will say that my friend made me do it.
That's funny. Oh, thank you, Lucille.
From Lucille, yes. Very lovely comment. Lucille she took the class, the free retreat. She also is one of my patrons, and I have to say, a lovely lady, very supportive. There's an important question about technique. Do you recommend gluing 2 pages together to make thicker page to work on? Because we have different approaches here.
So I don't usually use books, like regular books, to use them as journals. I don't know. It's not my thing, honestly. I use high quality watercolor paper, so I don't really need to do anything to it. Just 1 page is enough. It's not, the colors are not going to the other side, and believe me, I use tons of water. Or I use mixed media journals. These are both from Ranger, but I also have one from Finn and some other brands. So if the paper is good, you don't need to glue it. Maybe you have to gesso it depending on the techniques you are going to do.
I have to say, when it comes to my projects, when I work in the regular journal, it's either watercolor paper, so it's thick enough and you don't have to really glue pages together, or if I were, or mixed media paper. And then the same story of Nunu, they don't really need anything else. But what is the story with the vintage books? Because I like using vintage books and pages. It is the case where I usually gesso them first, and I don't stick them together unless it's super flimsy paper. Most of the times I just gesso them with clear gesso, so they're going to be not absorbing and isolated and thicker. And this way they are good surface to work on. However, I quite often work outside of the journal, and I stick the pages inside later. For example, this is what is in the Scenic Route class, the one that I will be showing you in a moment. This page, I had to use my sewing machine on it because I was absolutely convinced I want to add stitching to it. So there's no way to put your book in the machine in a good way. So I just planned it differently. If I work on the surface, which is, for example, this is my junk journal I made myself, but it's full of the old paper. I just work outside on the smaller paper. Later on, I stick it on the pages. So this way, I have like extra protection anyway. Because some of the techniques are just easier to do outside of the book, like sewing on your machine, for example, or adding some super heavy elements and so on. So that is depending on what you have on your mind. Some of my pages in the journals, you could see they are quite flat, and then I just go directly on the watercolor paper. But some of them, like this, in the more like grungy style, junk journal style, when I use a lot of fabric, a lot of found objects, it's much easier to work outside and add it in later.
Well, actually, that is also cool because sometimes you want to go on a trip or whatever, you go to the beach, to the mountains, and you don't want to carry so many things.
Yep.
Imagine just you have a couple of pages left to finish your book. Maybe sometimes it's better to just work on separated papers, like
Mhm.
watercolor papers, and then glue them on a notebook or whatever. That also works. It doesn't have to be a journal, a book, or it can be whatever you want. It can be a separate page, and somehow, someday, you will bind them all together.
Absolutely. And these kind of random pages, they work, they work really well, and then it's just the idea, what do you want to do with them? So now again, I will go to my table, I remove my
Now we lost her. She's talking, but to herself. Oh, I wish she could. Anna, mm, mm, mm. I think you should put your table on solo layout so we can see that page in its full glory.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. I was just saying that you should put your screen in solo layout so we can see the page in its full glory. I really want.
But can we hear you now? No.
From the studio. Don't remove me. Just go to the thumbnail image and click in the little boy that says solo layout. You find it?
No.
No? Under the big screen, there are all the small screens of all our devices. Go to the one on your table. Yes, that one. Hopefully you still hear me, guys. Yeah.
I just wanted to say something unpleasant about my intelligence, but not, maybe I shouldn't.
No.
No, not in public, no. So again, this is the part of the class that we wanted to add as a next level for people who enjoy the free retreat and they would like to go deeper in the process. I was trying to share how my meaningful pages come to life, especially the ones that are inspired by real stories, the ones that are inspired by real people, because I quite often get inspired by my old family photos. And I'm tempted to tell the stories and I'm tempted to show how the things work. And I'm a collector. I collect things, and my natural environment and my element is dimensional project, something that is 3D, something that is full of junk. And I wanted to show how you can marry together art journaling and more of the dimensional stuff, something more that's more like junk journal. So during the quite long video, I divided into stages. I was building the page that has double layer. So this page is inspired by the two images taken by somebody. They're photos of my mom, and they are not the same photo, though they look very similar. And they were taken literally one after another because she's wearing the same t-shirt. And you can tell they're just different face expressions. And that gave me the thinking starting point on how her life was in the past, in the 60s and 70s in communist Poland, and how it could be, how her life could be if she was born somewhere else in different times. And I tried to include as many elements taken from that times as possible, so you have real findings in here, combined with the findings which are ephemera cards and so on. But I used real buckles, I used real coins, I used some slide frames, and I used some resistors. And both layers of the project they give you something to look at. Sorry, I just had to move it. And I added a flap that is covering the not so pleasant part of the story, changing it into something nice. For example, here is never give up because the times were not so great. And then it is covered by spread your wings. And here, the story that is like the deeper meaning with the big text, do not crash, and all the things that come from that times, it is covered with the more positive, optimistic, shiny one. And I was trying to show how you can create a story and add extra meanings and create something more than just a simple page. But at the same time, there was a lot of technical things going on. For example, how to make composition that is going to work. Every part of the layer is going to work with the other part of the layer. So no matter how many flaps you are going to open, how many windows you're going to open, the composition is still cohesive and makes sense. Because this little one here sits on the top of the bottom one, and composition still makes sense. You can see the parts of the bottom, and then both versions make sense. The same here. The transparent flap sits on the top of the other part of the layout, but you honestly don't really see it until you open. So it is all connected, and it's about storytelling. It's about how to find inspiration, and in fact included quite long part when I was explaining in detail which elements I picked from my stash and what kind of meaning they have, why I decided to pick certain things. I also showed some of the mistakes I made on the way. It's really huge video, and I think it's one of the most in-depth process videos I ever made, and I tried to put all of my heart into it, but also a lot of the really like detailed knowledge. So it's perfect for people who want to art journal, but also for people who like to make albums, who like to make books, who like to make collage, and they're looking for ideas, inspirations, and techniques, because there's a lot of cool product used as well. But this is not product orientated class at all. It's about how to create something using findings that you may have, using supplies you may have on hand, and to tell the story at the same time. So I hope you're going to love it. And I hope you're going to have the best time getting inspired by that.
There is a very funny comment from
Oh
Lucy.
no.
She says, ladies, when is the next class? You can stop with just one. That would be like giving someone only one slice of their own birthday cake. You are the best, guys. Oh my God. We need to recover from this one. It was a lot, guys. It was a lot. We prepared these two online classes, the free retreat, the scenic route. We were getting ready to go for a week to the United Kingdom. We had our Patreon classes.
Well, Lucille, I'm very happy that you are so enthusiastic. You have to give us a little bit of time to mentally collect ourselves and recover from this process, because we really spend a lot of time on preparations, as Nuno said, but also teaching other things at the same time. But it's great to see that you enjoy that, because what was the plan was to make a class that will have it all. Like, it will have the techniques, it will have the inspirational information, extra detail, like extra background story. It will have information on how we prepared and what was the thinking process in the whole step by step. So it kind of covers all the possible things that you may find in a class. So that is why it is kind of a big challenge, and recording that and editing that to make it all work nicely is a lot of work. And there were not just two of us involved in this project. There is Tusha, who is the webmaster, and she was putting all this together, and she was making sure that everything will go on the website and look nice and beautiful, and all the chapters are going to open. And it is something that, well, also requires a bit of knowledge. There were some people who were helping with editing and recording because it's a big chunk of work. So I would just want to say that I'm so happy you appreciate it, because
It
it's
means a lot.
big challenge. And well, what can I say? If you feel tempted, I think this is going to be probably the best spent. 36 euro cross to like $40, cross to, I don't know, 50 Australian dollars in your life if you are interested in this kind of things, because the package you get with
It's
that
huge.
is huge. Like, honestly, this is a bargain. And it's
Well,
not going to be that cheap anymore, and starting on Monday. So this is the last moment to really get it in the best possible price.
yeah, so besides all the extras, if we only count the art journal classes, there are, because with the scenic route, you get the access forever to the art journal journeys. So you get 5 classes with Anna and 5 classes with me, 5 pages of each. It's a lot. So
I don't know who does the event, the big events like that for such a low price, but we really wanted that to happen.
yes,
And I honestly think this is like underpriced, but I wanted people to get encouraged, and my plan was to invite as many people to our journaling process as possible, and to show the possibilities of it, and to kind of invite them to discover how many options you have doing the journals. And this is something that is very important for me as a teacher, because I really want to make people creative. That's my life goal. I want people make art, and I do my best to make people feel that they are capable of doing it. And I try to get them motivated, and to give them all the possible options. And
Lucille says, I'll give you till the first of the year. A winter one will be great.
yeah, well, winter, it gives us some time to recover.
Yeah, why not?
Yes, and thank you, I think we are just doing our best now. If you have a friend who may be interested, or you have somebody who would like to have a look, give them a shout before the end of the weekend, so at least they can have a look at the free retreat and see if this is something for them.
Yep.
We decided free retreats would be like a great trial version, so people who will like it, they may feel more confident that our style of teaching and our style of explaining things will work for them in the paid class as well. So in a way, you can feel like this is a trial version. You are not risking anything. You can go to the next step or not. Or and then if you love it, you know what kind of package you are getting. And of course, if you have some occasions coming, or you had some occasions, you can always ask somebody for a gift, or you can give it as a gift to someone as well. The truth is, starting Monday, the class is going to be 50 euro, so closer to like $56. And some of the elements from the package are going to disappear. So it is the best possible time. We wanted that to be, closely connected to the free retreat. That's why we marketed that all together. And now is the last moment. So we decided to make this live stream to show all the possible options, to hear from you, those of you who already tried free retreat or the scenic route class. How do you feel about it? And to know, is there anything else we can do to make it better? Because apparently Caroline already mentioned we should do it again, but is there anything we can do to do it better? And do you recommend maybe some ideas? Do you have some suggestions?
Yeah, what else would you like to know, to see, to
Exactly.
that will be helpful.
I just put a link to the class again here. So if somebody is looking for it, you have it here in the chat. But it's already plastered all over my wall on Facebook and on Instagram as well, if you're looking for the link. And on Instagram now, if you comment in the latest 2 posts, if you comment the word class, journal, or link, you're going to get automatically in your private messages on Instagram as well. There's a special feature going. Just saying. So any suggestions from you before we say goodbye and invite you for the very last time to join the free online retreat and the Scenic Route online class? Let me check. Thank you very much. This is so nice.
And yeah, Barbara said that I will buy the next class. I absolutely love Scenic Route and our journal workshop and learn so much. Thank you.
Oh,
That's really our goal, like
well,
I feel like, like for some people, our journal is like a meaningless thing. Like it's kind of denosted. Like they don't think it's so artistic or something. To me, it's my roots. I started with our journal. Now I can do all that because I started with our journal.
The best part is you can really do it any way you like. So if you feel it can, there may be just a bunch of loose pages. It's just the concept. The journal is something that is private. It's like a diary. So for many people, the idea it is in the book is very pleasing because you can close the book and not keep it private. You don't have to show it to anyone. And it's portable. You can take it with you if you want to travel, if you want to do something, on the go. So
I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes of that.
yes,
Working together at the same time.
because it's convenient. Taking a book with you is easier than taking some of something dimensional. Traveling with canvas is not the easiest way. So that's why the journal is like the key word here for a lot of people. But the reality is, it's not about the shape of it. It's not about how it is done. Is it homemade or it is something that you buy ready? It's about the whole concept behind it, that this is your free space, your playground, your experimental lab, your personal diary when you talk about things that are important for you, or your space where you try to discover new things, you develop your style, you just process the things which are maybe exciting, important, meaningful, disturbing. A lot of things may happen, and the more you do it, the more confidence you get in your creative voice. This is, I think, something that is very important. People have hard time defining what their creative voice is, and once they find something that is kind of feels unique, they stick to it, and they're afraid to go out of that box because they're thinking, oh, I'm losing my voice. No. Your voice is changing through your life because you are changing, and it's kind of natural that you have different ways of expressing yourself, and that is so important. And I just believe this is very healthy concept. If you create art, you should have your safe outlet somewhere, so you stay sane. So you stay sane. You don't keep yourself under pressure all the time. And this is what journaling is for. This is for why this crazy creativity is for. And I wish you a lot of wonderful creative experiences without guilt, without pressure, without judging, without perfectionism, without putting too much on your shoulders when you create, because you can't be serious all the time, you can't be perfect all the time, you can't be at your best all the time, because it's exhausting. It is exhausting.
There is something really cool about art journaling that I really love. It's like when you look at all those old photos in old albums,
Mhm.
you have your journals from years ago, and then you look at them now, you look at those pages, maybe you don't remember how were you feeling or why were you doing that page, but you have a different reading on it
Yeah.
now, and that is something really cool.
Absolutely. And the truth is, you are the only one who can really understand and see what was happening in the journal, what was the thinking behind the project. So even if you feel this is very personal, you can post a photo to, show it to your friends, and they will find completely different meanings in there to
Yeah.
the ones we really had. Like, we
Yeah.
try to explain what were our thinking processes, our ideas behind the creative process, so you can kind of, get the idea how it may work. But in reality, if we were just showing you the pages we made without any comment, it's very likely you will just see completely different things in there, and you will pay attention to the things that reflect you. Because we look at art, but when we look at art, we see ourselves in this art.
Exactly.
We don't really see the personality of the artist until you really learn a lot about that person, and you know some details from the past. But this
And
is more,
still you can be sure.
but you still process that through your own senses, through your own knowledge, through your own sensitivity, and how you perceive, how you look at art. It's telling more about you than
Exactly.
about the art.
You see what resonates in you.
So I want to say huge thank you, Mary. Mary she was with me the whole weekend, and she's still going strong, apparently.
Yay!
Thank you. Saying that really. Oh, thank you.
Oh my god.
Thank you. We wanted to do this live, although we didn't have much time, to just give you a shout and give you a chance to catch up if something was not visible in the feed for you. So you still have a chance to get the best possible offer and to take part in the free retreat and in the class in the best possible price, because we sincerely believe it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, of
So
course.
in case you join recently, like now, free retreat, you can only get access until Sunday night. Okay? Unless you get the scenic route, and then you will have forever access to both. And
And
to
the extra
download
one
extra
last year
things.
as well. The one last year, some of you took it with me as well. I was talking about developing your own style, and really not really developing. I was talking about discovering that you already have style, but you just have to see it in a special way, which is very cool. And many people said, like, oh, I had no idea I do that, because we never take the time to really appreciate our own art. We just put it on the shelf. We don't look at it anymore. But when you take more a scientific approach, and you go like a visitor in the museum, and you start looking at your art, you discover you really have some unique ways of expressing yourself, something that is your creative language. So if that is inspiring for you, if this is something that you like to know, that's also in the package. So now, guys, it works until end of Sunday. So until the end of Sunday, any time zone anyway, because we are not going to close on the European time. So if you are far away on either side of the globe, it's still going to work. You have the time to get the best possible offer, try the free retreat, and to get your hands on the best possible package of the scenic route class.
Yes. Thank you, Louise.
Thank you very, very much. I will just put it here.
I know, guys, that summer is coming. This is like a really good plan for the summer.
It is good plan for the summer, especially if you have some time to just chill out and
Enjoy
do
yourself.
something for yourself. Because once you have it, you are not going really to rush. There is nothing to stream. There is nothing to be on time. You can just do that in your own timing. We call it self-paced online class because it is. You just do it in your own way. And with my hair, and you can just spend the time that you have doing this bit by bit. And if you go deep, you are going to have a lot of things to do for the coming months, to be honest, because a little bit every day, every week is still going to it's going to give you a lot of inspiration to discover some things.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And we are going to say goodbye. Don't forget, tomorrow, Friday, Nunu and Olga are going to invite you more or less at the same time for the
Yes. It's at 6 p.m. in Europe, 5 p.m. in United Kingdom,
1 hour before than here.
1 p.m. in New York.
So they are going to look at the Stargazer collection, new paper collection from 7 Dot Studio. I just posted one collage with this paper collection 1 week ago because I was making class with my patrons, and I have to say I used the images from Art House Whimsy, and it was perfectly in there. So
You are so funny.
yeah, I know.
Oh my god.
So don't forget, tomorrow is the date. Two Crazy Ladies and the Stargazer collection. I have to say,
Once you say I'm crazy.
This collection makes the most beautiful little moons, I have to say.
Yes. And the moths. They are so beautiful moths.
I'm going to just tempt you a little bit. Just a second.
Oh, hi. I don't know where is she. She let me here. I hope so. I hope so much, Micah. Yes. Where is she now? Why is she leaving me here? Oh my god. She never tells me when she's going to disappear. She just poofs. Augie, tomorrow. I love you. Tomorrow. Oh, she's back. Oh, yes.
The moons. Pebble moons.
Gorgeous.
So these are pebbles with the moons under. I'm not sure which of my patrons suggested they should fit, and they were absolutely right. They are perfect moons in here.
Yes, they're so cool.
I need to do more. I can't wait to see what these two are going to do with this. Thank you so much. And I will try to show up and I will try to post the link to some of the products when they're going to be busy. I will try to, talk a little bit, not really interrupting. So if you feel that you need a little bit more creativity in your life, this weekend is for you. Also, my VIP patrons, we have a special date this Saturday. Bye, guys. Thank you very much.
Just give me a second. I'm gonna share the link for tomorrow, just in case you guys want to go and set the reminder. You can click that link and set the reminder in the bell, and it will let you know when we are going live tomorrow.
Very good idea.
Okay, guys. See you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.